טוב מנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב 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 ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to Beth Chaim. I want to talk about the to-do list. The to-do list that never, ever ends. The to-do list just starts out with 3 or 4 or 5, and then we cross it out and we add more, and we cross it out and we add more, and we cross it out and we add more, and it never ends. And then Shabbat comes and says, that's the point. You never ever get it all done. It's not at all the point. But you're no better if you get more done in your day or your week. You're no less if you don't, right? Shabbat comes to say we don't need to measure ourselves by our productivity. Right? There's nothing to live up to, and Shabbat says just be. That to-do list, man, is a trap. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Page 126. I began with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services. but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Page 130. Lechu neranena la Adonai, Naria, Naria, Letzur Yeshenu. Lechu neranena la Adonai, Naria, Naria, Letzur Yeshenu. Nekadma fanav betoda bezimrot Naria lo. Nekadma fanav betoda bizimrot narialo.
Shalom Aleichem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Turning back just a few pages to 138 for Lechado D, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lechado D, Likrat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Nekabela. Lechado D, Likrat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Nekabela. Shamor v'zakor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad, Ushmo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lechado di, Likrat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Nekabela. Lechado di, Likrat Kala, Pene Shabbat, Nekabela. Likrat Shabbat, Lechu v'nilcha, Ki mekor habracha. Mirosh mekedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tehila. Lechado di, Likrat Kala, Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Hitoreri Kiva Orek Kumiori Uri Shidaberi Kavod Adonai Alayich Nigla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela O'i v'shalom Ateret Bala Gam b'simcha U'sohola Toch emuneh Am segula Bo'i chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela.
Amen. Amen. Eshmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Meomaya Yitbarach. Brihu. Ushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alema. Amen.
Am I awake? Good. Okay. We rise.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie. Yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie, yalla lie lie lie. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed. Leolam vaed. Yalla lie lie lie, 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 yalla lie lie lie.
$148.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach she'arim ובפונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיכם בורקיע כרצונו, בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך, מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המרעיף ערבים.
151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. 154. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam amezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem meretz Mizraim lihiyot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands, marching together.
Halai la lai lai, halai la lai lai, halai la lai lai, halai la 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 lai, halai la la lai, la la lai, la la lai, halai la la lai, la la lai, la la lai, halai la la lai, halai la la lai, la la lai. Lai 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot osef ele nora tehilot osef ele Lai 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 Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Can you imagine that? The text says, right, the children witnessed your sovereignty. The Bnei Yisrael, they saw the sea split, and they said, Ze Eli, right, this is our God. Would you believe if you saw, would you believe? If you saw God, would you believe? You'd believe, right? Can you believe without seeing? Yeah, maybe that's the work. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar ki fadar Adonai et Yaakov ugalalo miyad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai ga'al Yisrael.
Amen.
161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. 162.
Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasod et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasod et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Uvein, B'nei Yisrael, oti leolam. Veshamru B'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasod et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasod et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash. Shavat vayinafash, Shavat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat lasod et hashabat ledorotam berit olam.
I want to finish that thought. Usually we say, believe, seeing is believing. That's not a question. If you saw God's presence in the world, would you believe it? Got some yeses, right? Then ask the question, do you need to see it, is what I said, to believe it? So it made me think of something that the sages teach. Usually we say seeing is believing, but it's actually believing is seeing, is what it is. The Amidah begins on page 164. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem Le'Ma'an Shemo B'Yahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Ata Adonai Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechakel Chayim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Givuro Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata chayot hakol Baruch ata Adonai Mechaye hakol Ata kadosh Shemcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom Hailucha Selah Baruch ata Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. I invite you to be seated. We continue on page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Ata Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. 175. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch Ata Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yir'ah na'avod. 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch Ata Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulecha Na'eh Lehodot. Shalom Rav, 178.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon leko hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim leolam, Tasim leolam.
We pause now for a few moments of silent prayer.
Say shalom bimromav, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. O say shalom bimromav, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yase shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen.
I know we're not supposed to give homework on Shabbat, but we're going to have one small piece of homework, a mitzvah, on Shabbat. So think of it that way. Okay. So step one in this mitzvah is the invitation for each one of us to think about one person who is struggling right now. It could be that they're not feeling well. It could be that they're struggling with a chronic condition. It could be something that's come into their lives recently. It could be they're struggling with mental health. Truth is, we all know lots of people who are physically or mentally not at their peak right now. So think of one person, not two, not three. Just pick out one person. And then sometime during Shabbat, make a promise to yourself to pick up the phone. Not a text, not an email, a phone call. Sorry, pick up the phone and call them. And before you call them, find a calm place to make the call. This is not a while you're driving phone call. This is not in front of your laptop or in front of the TV phone call. This is a be present phone call. Right? So you've made that promise to yourself. You've identified that person. You made that promise. Now you visualize where you're going to be when you make that call. I'm going to be in my chair. And when we're making that phone call, I don't know what version of this is to you, but for me, my sacred promise I'm making to myself to make that phone call is I'm not going to put that person on speakerphone while I scroll on ESPN.com. We all have our things. That's mine. So we're going to visualize one person who just could give just a call. It means so much. It's such a good mitzvah. It fills us up just as much as it fills them. And we're going to find a place to do it where we're not distracted. And we're going to be fully present in that call. And the last thing we're going to do, the last promise we're going to make, is going to do our very best just to listen. Just to make some space. Right? It's a great mitzvah. Bikur Cholim is a huge mitzvah, and it's all of ours. It's a great one to fulfill. We say that in the context. If you're thinking of who should I call, I have quite a long list. So we ask for God's healing presence on this Shabbat for Dylan Smith, for Janice Wolford, Neil Grock, Tina Gripa, Lynn Gross, Art Solomon, Hutton Duenas, Jennifer Brandon, Dave Sander, Stacy Parr, Randy Silverman, Joe Stefani, Jerry Kidd, Wendy Wolf, Ted Plafker, Pastor Steve Harms, Polly Amshin, Karen Marty, Jack Markowitz, Hallie Rosner, Tom Day, Joseph Gabriel, Oziel Cohen, Philip Grenetz, Eliza Slattis, Linda Franco, Jody Goldberg, Jay Rosenblatt, Shira Batchaim Barut, Bob Shallon, Sadie Logan, Rachel Leah Michaels, Diane Denenberg. If there's a beloved for whom you'd like to offer a prayer for healing, we invite you to rise and to share their names with us.
Robin writes this.
Jeffrey Stoke, Amy Fries, Brianna Kay.
Elna Rifanallah.
Elna Rifanallah, Refuah Shlema. Elna Rifanallah, please heal his soul. Jeberach, Avraham v'Sarah, Yitzchak v'Rivka, Yaakov, Rachel v'Leah, Elna Rifanallah, Refuah Shlema, Elna Rifanallah, please heal his soul. With faith and love, together we bring hope and healing to those in need. Without judgment, without explanation, we are all God's creation. Elna Rifanallah, Refuah Shlema. Elna Rifanallah, please heal this soul.
re'eh. Re'eh means see. And it's our Torah portion this week, Parashat Re'eh. And Re'eh asks us a really hard question. It's not a question about when something seems real, but it's not. It's not a question about when something seems real, but it's not. It's a question about when something is real, but the source from which it comes can't be trusted. It's a question about when the thing is real, but the source that it comes from is something we can't trust. I'm going to explain. In our portion, Moses warns the people Israel that a prophet may appear before them and offer them some kind of wondrous sign or miraculous portent. And the actual Torah text says, even if the sign or the portent comes true, meaning if in establishing credibility that prophet says, even if it comes true and establishes that prophet's credibility, the prophet then goes and says, let's go and follow and worship another God. Moses says, don't follow that person. Our Torah portion this week has a warning about a false prophet whose prophecy comes true. His credibility is secure. The sign came to be. We can trust this person. We should follow this person. What the text wants us to know is that this false prophet's power is not in making us believe a lie. It's that he can use one truth, something that did come to pass, to win our allegiance. Think about this. It actually happens all the time. You ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? It goes like this. A person is incredibly brilliant in one particular area, so they and we incorrectly believe they have wisdom in another. I'm great at this, I should be able to do that. Well, he is really good. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Somebody will become incredibly successful in their chosen field, and then people start to believe that that success over here is evidence of some kind of perhaps even moral superiority somewhere else. Someone will correctly identify a real, genuine problem, and because their diagnosis of the problem is right, we fail to examine the prescription that they offer. A person can correctly diagnose a disease and still prescribe poison. A leader can be right that an institution has failed and then be wrong that the institution should be dismantled. A person can be right that people are suffering and wrong that suffering therefore justifies some sort of hatred. They can be right that the people in authority lied and wrong that only they can be trusted. They can be right, but still be wrong. So the Torah's warning about this false prophet is more than a lesson about misinformation. The prophet doesn't just ask Israel to abandon something. The prophet says, let's go follow other gods, they say. And in doing so, it's actually a statement about allegiance. So the question is not only is this person right, The question is, what will following this person eventually require me to betray? Will I forego the truth? Will I abandon compassion? Will I let go of my sense of decency, my willingness to question? My understanding is that Judaism is suspicious of anyone who asks us to ever surrender any of that responsibility. There's a famous story in the Talmud about Rabbi Eliezer, and it's called the Oven of Achnai. Eliezer is arguing with the other rabbis over a matter of Jewish law. And to prove that he's right, all these extraordinary miracles, wonders start happening as this carob tree uproots and walks and moves. And then the stream, which is flowing this way downstream, reverses course and starts going the other way. And then even like a voice from heaven says, Rabbi Eliezer is correct. But then Rabbi Joshua stands up and he says that famous line from Deuteronomy, Lo b'shamayim hi, authority is not in the heaven. The rabbis aren't saying that God doesn't matter. They're saying that God has given the truth into our hands. We have a process for studying it. We have a way of arguing about it and interpreting it and living it. Even if we see a miracle, our responsibility doesn't go away. So no politician and no rabbi and no celebrity and no billionaire and no activist and no influencer should ever receive greater authority over our own consciences than what we know to be right and wrong. This returns us once more to the Torah's language of idolatry. Every generation has its idols. I think we have more than our fair share. The idolatry of the thirst for power, winning, political parties, ideologies, even our own self-certainty is a form of idolatry. So how do we know when something has crossed the line into idolatry? The line's crossed when we begin to sacrifice our own values to defend it, to protect it. When loyalty requires me to excuse cruelty that I'd condemn in someone else. When it requires me to pretend that something false is true. When winning becomes more important than who I am in trying to win. That's when allegiance begins to resemble idol worship. Unless you think I'm talking about any one politician, I am most certainly not. I'm talking about all of them. Quote me. The Torah tests us, right? So how impressive is this person? How many people follow them? Or have they been right before? Instead, we should ask, where are they trying to lead us? What are they asking us to surrender? Who are we becoming by following them? I think we should admire brilliance and learn from wisdom. It's right to follow leaders when they deserve to be followed, but we can't ever give anyone a blank check on our conscience. The false prophet will say to us, I have proven myself, and now give me your loyalty. To which the Torah says, to which we say, absolutely not. Never. The moment someone or something asks us to sacrifice our conscience in order to preserve our allegiance, we're no longer simply following, we're worshiping an idol. And obeying false prophets and practicing idolatry are exactly what the Torah is trying to warn us against. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to the Aleinu in your Siddur on page 598. Please rise. (586). Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol latek gedula liyotzer bereshit shelo asanu kiye haratzor velo samanu kimishpachot adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem vegor aleinu kechol hamonam va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech machei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai L'melech al kol ha'aretz Bayom hahu Yihye Adonai echad Ushemo echad. We turn now, as we always do, towards the end of the service, to memory, recalling those who have died recently as well as those who died at this time in years past. We have the tradition of the memory stone, so if there is someone you're remembering tonight, and either I read their name or you share their name with us, we invite you to rise as you would at a graveside to leave a stone in their beloved memory. Our congregation mourns the recent deaths of Stephen Brown, the brother of Jane Ware, Steve Karp, the father of Bobby Karp, David Bloom, the father of Elliot Bloom. This week marks the yahrzeits of Marcia Amata, beloved mother of Naomi Ehrlich, Anita Dodge, the mother of Lisa Goldberg, Jack Portnoy, the father of Joy Severin, Estelle Yamshin, mother of Paul Yamshin, and Tekka Blankfeld, the mother of Deborah Blankfeld. If you are remembering a beloved and you'd like to share their names, we invite you to rise and to share them with us. Our mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra cherute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayachon uv'yomachon uv'chayei decho beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'romam v'naseh. V'it hadar v'ale v'halal shmei dekudasha b'richu le'ela minko birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high and peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world, as together we say, Amen. Please be seated. There's a lot going on here, starting with next Saturday evening. Doors open at 5:30. Music starts at 6:15. We're welcoming Rick Recht back out here on the patio. If you've been before, he's amazing. It's a lovely night. Still room for you. If you haven't bought tickets yet, please take care of that. That is next Saturday night. Doors at 5:30. Music 6:15. We have hazy barbecue you can order, get a discount. They'll just deliver it right to the temple. Just no ribs.
Current weather forecast, 73 degrees.
Perfect. Not too hot. Nice. The following day, we have ice cream. Yeah, ice cream truck. Thank you. The following day, I am teaching the first of 2 sessions on our new High Holy Day Machzor Mishkan HaNefesh. Similar format to our regular prayer book, just with a High Holiday theme. We're going to walk through it. We're going to dive into a couple of prayers. Session 1 is Rosh Hashanah. That's 2 o'clock here at Beth Chaim next Sunday. And then the following Sunday, the 23rd, we'll do Yom Kippur. That's the 16th and the 23rd, both at 2. They're a pair, like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are a pair. But if you're thinking, I can only come to one, come to one. It'd be nice. Last 2 announcements. One is on that same day. We also are excited that Rabbi Jamie Hyams is leading a conversation over at B'nai Tikva called Love Your Neighbor, Torah, Sovereignty, and Coexistence with Rabbi Jonathan Seidlerfeller, primarily from UCLA, and another speaker that's going to be over at B'nai Tikva on Sunday afternoon. There are some flyers on that in the back. And you've been hearing little bits and pieces from here and from others, but we are reimagining and refreshing Oneg B'Yachad, which means delighting together in Friday night. One of the best things about, all y'all are regulars, like one of the best things about Friday night is there's this great sense of community, yedidut, friendship that happens Friday nights after services. And it only really happens because of the labor of some incredible, dedicated volunteers. And what we'd like to do is we'd like to share the load a little bit. If everyone just puts in a little bit, many hands, light work, you know the drill. Oneg B'Yached, keep your eyes and ears open for info coming soon. Gentlemen? Yeah, Susan, go ahead. We have holiday gift bags. We need drivers to share them with the congregation to share the love. How do they do that? Flyers are on the door? Where? Yeah. How do they sign up to volunteer? How? Okay, so your weekly email comes out on Tuesday, the happenings, all the info to sign up for that. It's another great mitzvah. Cool. Thanks, Susan. Gentlemen.
Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, Odivo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.